God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "My beloved child, listen to me with the full depth of your being, for today I declare over you a decree that cannot be cancelled." This moment is not an ordinary moment. It is a turning point in your spirit, a landmark that shakes even the parts of you that tried to remain unchanged for so long. I now enter the places where you were wounded, the rooms of your soul where humiliation tried to build a throne, the corners where your identity was questioned, and I say with my own voice, enough. The time of open wounds ends today, and a new season begins within you, one marked not by pain, but by my direct intervention. Behold, I am doing a new thing, it is already springing forth. Isaiah chapter 43 verse 19. As I speak, my spirit moves within you, pulling out old roots, undoing emotional knots that followed you for years, and planting hope where disappointment once lived. Are you ready for a profound change in your life and in the lives of those you love? Sometimes all we need is one small step of faith to open the doors to abundance, peace, and the blessings God has already reserved for us. A simple 1-minute prayer can be the beginning of a spiritual journey that transforms the inside and reflects on the outside. If you desire to attract more light, balance, and prosperity, spiritual and material, click the link in the first comment. There you will find a simple practice, guided with love, that can help you connect more deeply with the divine presence in your life. I will lead you out of the past that held you captive and reveal who you truly are, someone shaped by my hands, seen by me with honor, prepared to live what I have already written in the book of your life. Comment, I trust in God's love, He is my refuge. As I speak to you now, my child, I remove from your heart every image of defeat that others tried to place upon you, every label the enemy forced into your hands, every word that wounded you, every comparison that diminished you, every opinion that tried to convince you that you would never reach what I prepared for your life. I tear away every lie that never belonged to your identity and clothe you with the mantle of honor I designed for you from the beginning, for God gives grace to the humble. James chapter 4 verse 6. This mantle is not based on what people say about you, nor on judgments spoken out of envy, ignorance, or fear. It is grounded in what I have always known about who you truly are. As my voice enters the secret places of your soul, you will feel a silent, deep, and genuine change. Your vision of yourself will begin to transform. Where you once saw inadequacy, you will now see purpose. Where you once saw weakness, you will now see strength. My eyes see you long before you can see yourself, and with time, you will learn to look at your life through my truth rather than through the wounds of your past. I now adjust your spiritual posture, lift your face, straighten your shoulders, and remove from you everything that never belonged to your destiny. Comment, I choose to see myself the way God sees me. I know exactly where your soul was broken, my child. I know the day your confidence shattered, the moment your innocence was touched, the people whose words pierced your soul like blades. I saw when you tried to hide that pain, when you pretended to be strong while your heart bled inside, when you believed that overcoming it alone would be enough, but every fragment of that wound continued speaking within you, asking for healing, asking for rest. Today, I enter those places with my presence and I pour my healing into every corner that still pulses with pain. I cleanse old memories, remove the pieces frozen in time, undo traumas that tried to shape your identity, and restore parts of you that you thought were lost forever. And more, I tell you that what you thought would be your permanent mark will be transformed into testimony, strength, and spiritual authority. Nothing that hurt you will be left without response, not because I seek vengeance, but because I am the God who restores, who rebuilds, who renews, who turns ashes into life. I will not allow your heart to remain captive to memories that drain your peace. I came to give you rest, to return the lightness you were missing, and to rebuild within you what was broken. My touch heals what no one saw, and my presence seals what once remained open. You are no longer defined by the pain. You are defined by the work I am now doing within you. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. My son, do not worry about proving anything to anyone. I heard every word spoken against you, every conversation held in the shadows, every unfair judgment, every moment in which they diminished your value or mocked your pain. I did not only see it, I recorded it. And I tell you this, I will respond in my timing. The Lord is the one who justifies you. Isaiah chapter 54 verse 17. Do not waste your energy trying to convince those who do not want to see you. Do not waste your peace trying to explain what only I can reveal. My plan is simple and profound. I will lift you up in the very places where they doubted you, before the same people who underestimated you, not to exalt you, but so they may know that I am God in your life. And when this turning point comes, and it has already begun, remember, do not use the honor I give you to wound others but to testify that it was my hand sustaining you when no one else would. Comment, God is my judge and my defender. My son, what I am moving in your favor now is happening behind the scenes, where your eyes cannot see, but your spirit can feel. I am aligning people, paths, invitations, opportunities, and directions that were not accessible before. I am reorganizing the landscape of your story, closing doors that would have harmed you and opening doors that will lead you to places where your soul will be valued and your purpose will flourish. Do not be surprised when unexpected invitations arrive, when resources appear in unexpected ways, when new ideas begin to rise within you with strength, clarity, and purpose. None of this is luck, it is the fulfillment of the word I speak over you now. And more, what once seemed too far away will begin to draw near naturally, effortlessly, because I myself am paving the road that will lead you into this new season. My son, you do not harvest only what you planted, you also harvest what I watered with my grace. Those who sow with tears will reap with joy. Psalm 126 verse 5. You cried in silence, you persevered when your soul wanted to give up, you stood firm when everyone expected you to fall. None of this went unnoticed. Now begins your time of harvest, not because you earned it by your own strength, but because I honor your faithfulness when it is born out of pain. I place in your hands fruits that do not match the size of your capability, but the size of my promise. My Spirit opens ways where there were locked doors, breaks invisible barriers, and brings acceleration to what had been stagnant. Do not fear this speed. It does not come to confuse you, but to compensate you for years of delay. Comment: I receive the harvest God prepared for me. My son, there is a part of your story that you feel ashamed of, something you tried to hide even from yourself. You feared someone discovering that chapter, feared being seen for what you lived, feared being labeled forever by a painful experience. But I tell you, I was there. I saw it. I felt it with you. I wept with you. And today, I purify that fragment of your memory, not erasing what happened, but removing the poison and the guilt that remained trapped there. I turn this hidden pain into strength, this dark chapter into spiritual authority, this weak point into a point of miracle. My son, there is no part of your story that can stop me from using you. There is no past powerful enough to invalidate the future I wrote. What once brought you shame will become healing for others. My beloved son, now I declare, what was stuck begins to move. What was closed begins to open. What was held back begins to flow. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. I activate dormant gifts, awaken talents you forgot, rekindle dreams you thought had died, and bring forth a spiritual strength that was always there but suppressed by pain. Now, with my hand upon your head, I reposition you. I take you out of the territory of survival and place you in the territory of abundance. I give you vision, maturity, discernment, and a spiritual sensitivity that will allow you to perceive when I am moving the pieces. Nothing that is coming is small. Nothing will be average. Everything will be an expression of what I decided to release over your life. Comment: I receive God's plans for my future. My son, this is the moment when your life begins to testify publicly to my faithfulness. What I did in silence within you will start to overflow outwardly. People will notice your change, perceive your strength, sense your peace, and see in you something that was not there before, my mark. You will shine not out of vanity but because my light will ignite in you with intensity. You will walk with firmness, speak with clarity, discern with depth, and live with purpose. I tell you, nothing was lost. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was meaningless. All the crooked paths are aligning now. All the wounds are transforming now. All the pain is turning into authority. I make you new. I prepare you. I send you. And the world will see through you what it means to be lifted by the hand of the living God. Comment: I live the new season God has opened for me. I am entering the very places where your heart was mishandled, where promises were broken, where trust collapsed under the weight of what you endured. I am stepping into the chapters others left unfinished, the ones they walked away from without apology or closure. And I am rewriting them with my own hand. What was once a wound that kept reopening will become a testimony of where I lifted you, restored you, and breathed new life into what seemed beyond repair. I am healing the memories that drained your strength, healing the silent losses no one knew about, the emotional debts others left unpaid. And when my healing touches your story, the past no longer chains the present, it becomes a point of rebirth. So if your heart feels my voice pressing gently but firmly into the places you thought were too damaged to revive, recognize this moment as an invitation to let me recreate what life attempted to break. For every part of you that was mishandled is coming back into alignment with purpose, clarity, and dignity, because I am the one who restores what no human hand can touch. I have not drawn you here merely to soothe your pain. I have drawn you here because there are parts of you that must rise again. There is courage within you that did not die, it merely fell asleep from exhaustion. There are dreams buried beneath years of disappointment that still breathe beneath the dust. There is creativity inside you that was never lost, only silenced by moments that convinced you to shrink instead of expand. Today I call these pieces back to life. I call your spirit to awaken from the numbness that survival forced upon you. I call your identity out from the shadows where rejection pushed it. I call your voice back from the places where fear made it tremble. You have believed for so long that you missed your chance, that the timing slipped through your fingers, that too much time has passed for anything meaningful to rise again. But I am the God who does not measure destiny by clocks or calendars. I am the God who renews the years you thought were wasted. I am the God who accelerates what seemed delayed, who unfolds opportunities that your strength alone could never have produced, who connects you to people and paths that move you further in months than the past years have carried you. You have not missed anything that belonged to you. You are not behind. You are not late in the story I am writing. Every year that felt empty is being filled with unexpected harvest. Every closed door is making space for those I will open with my own authority. When I move, the progress you experience will not come from striving or forcing. It will come from alignment, from grace, from the quiet certainty that you are walking in a timing designed specifically for you. That is why I ask you to hold tightly to hope even if your circumstances try to silence it. Believe that a future better than anything behind you is not only possible but already unfolding. These words are not a suggestion, they are a covenant. When I begin a work in my children, I finish it. I do not initiate transformation to abandon it midway. I do not awaken courage only to let it fade again. I do not call you forward only to leave you stranded. My promise is movement, completion, honor, rebuilding, and healing that becomes visible in ways no one will be able to deny. Your life is about to reveal what happens when someone turns their wounds into offerings and allows me to take over the narrative. My child, as you continue on this journey, understand that this path is not only about escaping your pain, it is about preparing you for who you are becoming. There is a version of you that I have been shaping quietly, patiently, even when you felt nothing changing at all. This version of you does not seek approval to exist. This version does not shrink in the presence of pressure or criticism. This version does not apologize for the light I placed in you. I am building a strength in you that cannot be manipulated, a clarity that cannot be distorted, a confidence that does not depend on external validation. You will no longer bend your identity to fit the expectations of those who never understood the weight you were carrying. You will no longer silence yourself to avoid conflict or judgment. You will no longer negotiate your worth with people incapable of recognizing it. I chose you long before anyone misunderstood you, and my choice stands higher than any opinion formed against you. No comparison, rumor, jealousy, or resistance can cancel what I establish. Open your mind, my child, because the pieces of you that battles once silenced are waking up, and you will soon see yourself with the clarity I always had for you. The first part of you I am resurrecting is your courage. Not the temporary kind that rises in a burst of emotion, but the deep, steady courage that comes from knowing you are supported by a strength greater than anything that tried to crush you. For too long you have been living in survival mode, breathing but not alive, functioning but disconnected from your own soul. Survival taught you to endure, but now I am teaching you to live. Living means stepping forward without waiting for the approval of others. Living means taking space without apologizing for it. Living means lifting your head even when the past tried to bend it. Living means feeling again, purpose, joy, anticipation, without fear of being disappointed. True courage grows when you understand that you are no longer carrying the weight alone. You do not need to prove yourself through exhaustion. You do not need to force outcomes through fear. You do not need to monitor every detail to prevent collapse. My hand is beneath you now, and anything I support cannot fall, cannot shatter, cannot be stolen. Let these words seal what I am awakening in you. Courage is returning, strength is returning, boldness is returning, and with them comes the ability to move through life with a confidence rooted not in your abilities but in my presence with you. But courage is not the only gift I am restoring. I am also reviving your joy, the genuine, radiant joy that once made ordinary days feel meaningful. I am breathing life into the joy that was buried under years of disappointment, heartbreak, and emotional fatigue. This joy does not come from pretending, from forcing a smile, from hiding your pain to avoid questions. This joy comes from the freedom of knowing you are safe with me, seen by me, valued by me. It comes from releasing the weight of what you could not change and receiving the grace to begin again. It comes from letting go of the fear that happiness will be followed by loss. My child, the joy I am bringing back to you is resilient. It cannot be easily shaken because it is rooted not in circumstances but in restoration. I am reviving your eyes so they can see possibilities again. I am awakening your imagination so creativity can flow without restriction. I am reigniting your capacity to dream boldly without expecting disappointment. Joy is not weakness, it is strength. It is fuel. It is spiritual resilience. And you will carry it not as a mask but as a truth. This joy will push back the heaviness that tried to numb your heart. It will break through the layers of sadness you became accustomed to. It will reopen emotional spaces that grief convinced you to close. You will feel lighter not because everything around you changes instantly, but because something inside you reconnects with hope. You will notice moments that feel brighter, breaths that feel deeper, ideas that feel alive, and desires that feel possible. Where pain once narrowed your vision, joy will expand it. Where fear once restricted your steps, joy will quicken them. Where rejection once dimmed your worth, joy will amplify it. My child, I am not returning you to who you were before the pain. I am raising you into someone wiser, stronger, more grounded, and more whole than you have ever been. And now, beloved, as you read these words, recognize that this moment is sacred. Something in you is shifting even if you cannot see it yet. The healing I am releasing is not temporary, it is foundational. You are stepping out of a chapter defined by humiliation, delay, confusion, and emotional burden. You are stepping into a season shaped by clarity, restoration, courage, joy, and divine timing. You are not the same person who carried the weight of yesterday. You are being rebuilt from the inside out, strengthened in places that once trembled, awakened in areas that once felt numb. Trust the work I am doing, even when it unfolds quietly. Trust the changes happening beneath the surface. Trust the calling that is rising within you. For when I rebuild a life, I do it completely. And what I restore, no one can take away. There is a profound restoration unfolding inside you, a renewal so deep that it touches parts of you forgot even existed. You have felt joy slipping away from your days, laughter turning hollow, and hope feeling like a distant memory, but joy is not dead. It has only been buried under the weight of all that tried to extinguish your light. Today I breathe life again into that sacred place within you. I am clearing space in your soul for joy to return freely, naturally, beautifully. Soon you will find yourself smiling in moments that once suffocated you, and when this happens, you will know without any doubt, God has moved in me. Joy will no longer be something you beg for, it will be something that rises from within you like a sunrise, steady and undeniable. And as this joy awakens, it will strengthen your steps, clarify your mind, and restore the softness you thought life had stolen forever. My beloved, I also want to speak to you about your spiritual intuition, that inner sensitivity you have often questioned, dismissed, or silenced because others taught you to doubt what you felt. Yet I tell you this truth, I placed that sensitivity in you intentionally. It is not a flaw, it is a shield. It is not confusion, it is guidance. You were never meant to walk blindly through a world full of traps, illusions, and false promises. Many times I whispered warnings inside your spirit, and though you judged them exaggerated, they were acts of divine protection. Now I enlarge your perception. I clear the fog that once made you unsure. You will discern with clarity what comes from me, what is deception, what is danger, and what is an opportunity. Your intuition will transform from a gentle nudge into a clear direction, from a subtle feeling into a precise confirmation. You will witness doors closing before harm reaches you, connections dissolving before they can wound you, and unexpected opportunities appearing exactly where silence used to dominate. This is not coincidence, this is guidance. And those I honor, I guide with precision. Walk forward with confidence knowing that from this moment on, nothing will catch you unaware, for I am illuminating the path beneath your feet. My child, allow me to speak now of something you have avoided for a long time, your voice. Yes, your voice, that sacred part of you that was pushed into silence by criticism, mockery, rejection, and relationships where you dimmed yourself to maintain peace. You learned to stay quiet because speaking cost you too much. You swallowed truths, hid your feelings, withheld your ideas, and protected yourself by shrinking your presence. But I tell you, your voice is necessary. Your voice carries power that comes from me. I did not create you to live in the shadows or to filter your existence to please others. I created you to be light, visible, undeniable, influential. I restore now the strength of your expression. I give you words that pierce darkness, ideas that plant transformation, and convictions that awaken those around you. When you speak next, you will not speak from fear or insecurity but from the wisdom I have planted in your spirit. And the very voice that others tried to silence will become an instrument of change. No wound from your past, no laughter directed at your dreams, no rejection you endured can stop the purpose I placed inside your voice. Guard this truth, your voice will be used by God, not someday, but beginning now. My beloved child, let me also reveal what has been happening around you spiritually. For a long time, you walked through invisible battles carrying burdens that were not yours, drowning in atmospheres that felt heavy, enduring oppression you couldn't explain, facing sudden emotional storms that didn't align with your reality. It felt chaotic, exhausting, overwhelming. But hear me, none of this was in vain. Each battle gave you authority. Each long night deepened your resilience. Each moment where you resisted despair strengthened your spirit. And now, the things that once made you fall no longer have power over you. What once frightened you now respects you because you have survived storms that were meant to destroy you. The forces that tried to limit you will now retreat when you rise, because you are stepping into the authority I placed upon you. Not authority of superiority, but the authority of identity, of someone who carries my name. And whoever carries my name walks in protection, strength, and legitimacy. You are no longer prey to what once hunted you. You stand now as a victor in territories that used to intimidate you. Remember this always: you have spiritual authority, and this authority is recognized in realms you do not see. Allow me to reveal what is approaching your life now: acceleration. You have spent so much time in seasons of stagnation that movement will feel unfamiliar at first. You waited long, prayed long, hoped long, and often wondered if anything was ever going to change. But acceleration is coming. Suddenly, swiftly, seamlessly. Doors will open one after another. Answers will no longer be delayed. Opportunities will appear as if heaven itself is ushering you into your next level. What once took years will unfold in moments. What once felt impossible will become natural. And this will not frighten you, it will astonish you. For now you will understand that the waiting season was never punishment, it was preparation. I was deepening your roots so that when the fruits came, they would not overwhelm you. And fruits do not fall one by one, they fall in harvest, in abundance, in sequence. You will move forward with honor, grow with strength, and achieve what once felt unreachable. Not because you pushed harder, but because I have accelerated your path. My beloved, hear me again, for these words carry destiny. You will rise into a version of yourself you have not yet met, a version healed, awakened, confident, aligned with purpose. You will no longer live asking permission to exist or shrinking yourself to avoid discomfort. You will carry a presence that speaks even before your words do. You will understand your worth not because others validate it, but because I established it. You will no longer chase people, positions, or approval. Instead, you will attract what resonates with your destiny. Those who once underestimated you will watch in silence as I elevate you. Those who once rejected you will realize that my hand was on your life all along. But your rise is not for revenge, not to prove anything, not to display superiority. It is to show the world what I can do with a surrendered life. You are stepping into identity, not insecurity, purpose, not fear, calling, not confusion. You will move with clarity because I am guiding you. You will speak with authority because I restored your voice. You will rise with courage because I revived your strength. I am not simply healing you, I am transforming you. Your joy is returning. Your intuition is sharpening. Your voice is rising. Your spirit is strengthening. Your future is accelerating. And through all of this, my presence remains your constant anchor. What once broke you will no longer define you. What once silenced you will become your testimony. What once wounded you will become wisdom. What once slowed you will become fuel. I am reshaping your story into something powerful, beautiful, and deeply meaningful. And as each layer of healing unfolds, you will see that nothing in your journey was random. Every tear watered the seeds of your future. Every delay prepared the ground for abundance. Every prayer became a building block for what is now arriving. You are stepping into a life where peace flows naturally, courage rises effortlessly, and purpose becomes undeniable. And so, my beloved, walk forward with expectancy. Prepare room in your heart for joy, for revelation, for acceleration, for transformation. I am guiding your steps with intention. I am restoring what was taken. I am awakening what was dormant. I am strengthening what was weak. You are not the same person you were yesterday, and you will not be the same tomorrow. Keep your spirit open, for I am still speaking. Keep your heart soft, for I am still healing. Keep your faith alive, for I am still leading. And as you continue this journey, let these words anchor you. You are not alone, you are not forgotten, and you are not without purpose. I am with you, breathing courage into your bones, shaping your path, covering your life, and carrying you forward into a future that will outshine every shadow of your past. My beloved child, hear me with the deepest openness your soul can offer, for what I am about to speak enters the very atmosphere of your life and rearranges what once felt impossible to move. I am clearing the path ahead of you, not with noise or spectacle, but with a divine precision that leaves no room for interference. That is why certain situations suddenly feel unstable, why some relationships feel heavier than before, and why circumstances that once appeared essential are beginning to fade. Do not mistake this for loss, it is protection. You are being lifted from environments, energies, and influences that were silently draining your strength. I am removing obstacles you could not see, lies that hid behind kindness, alliances that were never meant to walk with you into your future. And though it may feel like a strange emptiness, this emptiness is the clearing of the soil where I will sow what truly belongs to your destiny. Let your heart remain calm, for nothing good is being taken from you, only what was silently hindering you, limiting you, or preventing you from rising into the dimension for which you were created. My child, many of the battles you have fought were not even yours. You carried weights that belonged to others, fought storms born from the spiritual atmosphere around you, embraced responsibilities disguised as guilt, and absorbed emotional burdens that were never meant to rest on your shoulders. But now I am freeing you. I am releasing you from unseen expectations, from spiritual noise that clouded your discernment, from environments that demanded your strength but starved your soul. This liberation may feel strange at first, almost like a disconnection from things that once felt familiar. But hear me clearly, I am not disconnecting you from people, I am disconnecting you from what wounded your spirit, polluted your peace, and diluted your purpose. What collapses now collapses because it could not accompany your elevation. What dissolves now dissolves because it cannot enter the next season of clarity and abundance I am bringing into your life. Trust this process, for I am removing not what is valuable, but what is harmful, subtle, misplaced, or misaligned with the light I poured into your essence. I want you to understand something sacred. I am not only purifying your path, I am purifying you. I am touching memories that used to paralyze your decisions. I am erasing emotional echoes that made you fear good things. I am softening the imprint of old wounds that made you hesitate every time hope approached. All the heaviness that once whispered that something would surely go wrong is being uprooted. You may feel moments of unexpected peace, sudden clarity, or a wave of calm that makes no logical sense. These are signs that the internal rebuilding has begun. I am rewriting your inner narrative, replacing fear with grounded confidence, replacing doubt with spiritual clarity, replacing discouragement with a renewed sense of identity. You will begin to notice that situations which once overwhelmed you now seem smaller, that conversations which once intimidated you no longer hold power, and that emotional triggers that once dictated your reactions suddenly lose their strength. This is because I am restoring the foundation of who you are, shaping you into the version of yourself that your calling requires. My child, I must also reveal what happens in the dimension you do not see. There are battles you will never have to face because I end them before they reach your door. There are words spoken against you that will never harm you because I silence them before they take root. There are traps set for you that will never touch you because I dismantle them before you even perceive the danger. This is my protective intervention. Not because you are weak, but because the purpose I placed within you demands preservation, clarity, and strength. This is why certain people drift away without explanation, why some conversations cease abruptly, why some situations close themselves off without your effort. You are not being rejected, you are being shielded. Your life is entering a phase where every detail matters, where every step is significant, where every choice aligns with the doors I am opening. So I remove what would blur your vision, silence what would confuse your heart, and distance what would sabotage your rising. Understand, when I protect you, I do so with finality. There is an acceleration coming, an acceleration so swift that your mind may struggle to comprehend how quickly things change. You spent years planted in seasons of delay, stagnation, and unanswered questions. But acceleration is not chaos, it is the fulfillment of what was written long before you were born. Doors will open without resistance, opportunities will appear without effort, and responses will arrive without delay. You will move from waiting to receiving, from surviving to building, from hoping to living what you once only imagined. And this movement will not frighten you, it will awaken you. You will realize that every slow season was preparing your roots, strengthening your foundation, shaping your resilience. Now the fruit comes, not gradually, but abundantly, like a harvest that ripens all at once. You will not chase blessings, blessings will chase you. You will not struggle for visibility, visibility will find you. You will not beg for alignment, alignment will form around you as naturally as breath. But hear me, my child, acceleration does not mean exhaustion. It means harmony. I am equipping you in ways you do not yet understand. I am stretching your capacity, strengthening your spirit, sharpening your intuition, and deepening your sensitivity to my guidance. You will sense direction with clarity. You will know when to move and when to wait, when to speak and when to remain still, when to accept and when to decline. The confusion that once clouded your decisions will vanish as clarity becomes your new atmosphere. Your discernment will sharpen to the point that what once deceived you will now appear obvious. Your intuition is not a weakness, it is one of the ways I speak to you. Many times you doubted it because others taught you to silence it, but now it will rise within you with strength. What once felt like simple intuition will transform into unmistakable direction, and what once felt like a feeling will become undeniable confirmation. My beloved child, do not fear the shifting around you. Do not fear the silence. Do not fear the sudden endings, the unexpected transitions, or the internal transformation that feels both unfamiliar and necessary. Everything you are experiencing is purification, not punishment, not abandonment, but preparation. I am positioning you for what is coming, preparing you for the doors already aligned with your name, cleansing you from what would sabotage your elevation. Nothing about this is accidental. You are stepping into a chapter where clarity replaces confusion, strength replaces fear, purpose replaces wandering, and identity replaces insecurity. You will not walk as the wounded version of yourself anymore. You will walk as the restored one, whole, steady, awake, guided, and spiritually anchored. Let the old fall. Let the unnecessary fade. Let the outdated crumble. You are not losing anything essential. You are shedding what no longer fits the future I designed for you. And finally, my child, I want you to understand this truth with certainty. Everything that seemed delayed was never denied. Everything that appeared blocked was being realigned. Everything that felt like silence was strategic construction. And now, the moment has come, your moment. Your path is being purified, your spirit renewed, your vision cleared. You are stepping into divine acceleration, divine protection, divine expansion, and divine identity. Walk forward without fear. Walk forward without looking back. Walk forward knowing that I prepare the way, I strengthen the vessel, and I fulfill every promise spoken over your life. What is coming is not random. It is written. And now, it begins. With love, God. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.